Mentality in Siege is an extremely important topic that I feel no one has publicly talked about, and I urge you to watch the rest of this video and hopefully it helps you. So first I asked my friends and acquaintances involved in competitive Siege about mentality to be able to show the importance of mentality and the misconceptions duly associated with it. Pilots, Berg's, and Moses' socials and YouTubes are all listed below if you'd like to check them out. I urge you do.
My name's Nathan. I've been playing comp for a while now, probably about a year or so. I've played for a lot of random teams, a couple known orgs such as like Hyper or Polar Ace.
Been playing since beta. At first started on Xbox, beta, year one. Then I think I came over year two, if I remember correctly. February is when I really got into comp. I first joined DMG. I played Flex, I played IGL, I played hard support, I played soft support.
Hello, I'm Osako. I've been playing Siege for a little over a year now. I have approximately 1,000, probably 600 hours over all my accounts. I've had a little bit of experience with comp, climbed up to Plat 2, so I know a little bit, but not everything. So yeah, I'm just an average player, but yeah, it's just a fun game for me. So yeah, that's me.
The first question I asked was a very general one. How important is your mentality personally while playing Siege?
My mentality while playing Siege is can be it's important, right?
I think it's super important. It's having a persistent slash positive mentality is absolutely vital.
This was the general gist I got. Mentality was important personally, but why is it never addressed as one of the major things to work on like your aim slash mechanical ability? Sure, people know about it and talk about it, but it's not addressed as heavily. But regardless, I moved on to my next question. How does the mentality of your teammates affect you while playing?
Honestly, it can like if your teammates don't have a good mentality and they're just like yelling at everything and getting mad, it can put you in a bad mood too, and it can just affect the entire team.
So if I'm playing like ranked, for example, if there's a person on my team with a toxic personality or that's not really there for the team, that's not really there to help out in the game, I kind of just leave them on the back burner. I just have to ignore them and play my game. But if I'm playing with, say, scrim partners or teammates, people that I'm going to be playing with a lot and that I really depend on for a victory, it's always good to keep each other in check. So the mentality of others kind of varies on the importance of who you're playing with. In a raked environment, you can't really do much about toxic people, but when you're playing with your scrim partners and teammates, it's really important to keep each other up, always encourage each other, and keep the spirits high.
It's different, right? If you're in ranked and you have one dude that's just super tilted constantly, and it's just like, bro, like shut up, man. I don't want to hear that, right? It just brings down the
Yeah.
whole mood. You know what I mean? You might take like one loss, two losses, maybe three losses, but hey, like if it was like a 4-5-4 loss, like like that's all right. Like nobody's really gonna be upset. You know what I mean? Like if you get 4-0 though, then that's when people are gonna get upset, and that's when it's gonna kind of trickle down the train, and like and then other people are gonna follow. Their mentality is gonna go down. They're not gonna feel happy. Like
Berg brings up a very key point here into what's called emotional resonance, which was proven in recent research provided to us by the University of Berkeley. It basically shows that when one person is in a negative mood, it makes everyone else around that person show empathy and essentially mirror and feel that mood. If one person has a negative mentality, it makes others have a negative mentality. Furthering back to Mosako's point, because of this, it's extremely important to keep the people you're playing with in check. Everyone experiences tilt at some point, and it's not only their job to keep themselves in check, but also yours, or everyone's level of play suffers as a result.
Um, can't tell you how many games I've lost because either I get mad and it just ruins the mood for the whole team, or somebody else gets mad. It will lose rounds.
So, do you have any mental practices you use to stay calm while playing and or a mental warm up before you play the game?
I really don't. It's just kind of years of just getting mad and learning how to kind of control it somewhat. Like it still happens and I still struggle with it, but it's a lot better than it used to be.
You might hear this and go, that's really bad. If mentality is so important, he must be suffering as a result. That's true, but you'd be shocked at how many people have this exact response in my interviews and outside just in the community.
not necessarily. I just kind of like I just kind of think about my day.
I don't really have a mental warm up or mental practice per se.
The fact that people trying to push a higher level of comp don't have preset mental practices in order to ensure consistent high level gameplay before getting behind the monitor mind boggles me. This can lead to your personal issues bleeding into your gameplay and emotions easily taking control, in other terms, inconsistency. The most basic ways to ensure you're good mentally is taking care of yourself and getting good sleep.
That you make sure you take care of everything outside of the game so nothing's distracting you from what's in front of you.
It's like getting up and going to get some food, getting a drink, walking around.
Beyond this, practicing mindful meditation is a very effective and proven way to heighten positive feelings. Mindful meditation is even effective when done over a short period of time as long as it's done regularly and is clearly shown to improve gameplay by boosting mood. If you're looking to get serious or even just better at your Rage in Siege or any other game, I suggest checking out the Team W's free series on YouTube to learn this basic method to put yourself in the right mindset whenever you need to. Don't worry about the first episode, it explains exactly what mindfulness is, but I found it in no way useful to teach you how to actually practice this wonderful technique. The link is on the screen now and in the description below.
That like the difference between like you going 15-2 one game and 0-8 the next game is like strictly mentality. If you go 15-2 one game and then you go into the next game overconfident and peak everything, like absolutely everything, because you think you're a god or something, then you deserve to go 0-8 for that.
So, does everyone in a high rank and everyone in T3, T2, and T1 Siege have a good mentality?
I wouldn't say everybody does, honestly, but most of the time, good teams, good T3 teams and T1 teams have very good mentalities. T1 and early teams, they have good mentalities. That's why they're up there. Some T3 teams do have good mentality, but if the players don't have a good mentality and they're always getting mad, that they're going to get dropped.
You know, I'm on Twitter a lot because at work I don't really do much. Just kind of sit there, and I see a lot of people say some really out there things, and it's like, where are they coming from? And I would say most people in T1 have good mentalities. Um, Maybe besides like a few ex pros, like they're just fed up with the game, rightfully so. T2, you know, like I see a few people on from T2 like, we didn't beat this team, or GG to this team, we just need to get better. Like that's a good mentality to have, right? You know you got your ass beat, but hey, like you know there needs to be improvement because obviously you lost.
That's kind of I'm gonna say definitely not. You're gonna find toxic players and just like mean players everywhere. Everyone and a lot of people with a negative mentality everywhere. Um, but I'd say in the higher tiers, you see it less because you have to act professional the higher up you go in Siege. Um, but yeah, of course, I think everywhere you go in Siege, there's always going to be toxic people. It's just you just have to be the better person and be the better player, kind of professional, you know.
And this is exactly what separates good, well-respected players from the bad ones. It's important to realize that everyone from all levels of Siege experience some anger, but duly realizing that it's your mentality and ability to act calm, cold, and logical that will boost your play to that next level. Do you think sports psychology is important for the continued improvement of players and teams?
Like a sports psychologist kind of a thing.
Sports psychologist on a team and like further research into sports psychology, like as it relates to Siege and how well people play.
I really think having a sports psychologist would help a lot on like some T1 and early teams and stuff, because they need to find a way to, they need somebody to talk to. They need to find a way to have their mentality always at peak, like a 100% just at peak. Because a lot of people, like some pro players don't enjoy playing the game anymore because they grind the game so much, 6 hours a day, every day. They don't enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy the game, you're not going to play at your full potential.
Yes, I would say that's important, right? Because like if you got stuff going on back home, right? Let's say like the best football player in the world, and I mean like actual football, not soccer, um, in the world has things going on back home, right? And let's say like I don't know, just something god awful, like his mother has cancer, that's his last living like parent or something like that, you know, just something terrible, right? He's not going to be in the right mind state, right? He's not going to be ready for the game, like if he just found out a week before the Super Bowl his mom got cancer, right? He's not going to be in the best mind state. He needs to figure out some way to like release that, like some way to put that aside for the time being and really focus on what he needs to do that first Sunday on February. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's definitely important, and it's definitely important for the long term of a pro athlete. because they need to be physically and mentally capable and ready to handle stress at any given time. Just keep that in mind, right? If you think negative and feel like you're gonna lose, um, then you're probably gonna lose because it's gonna affect your teammates, right? I was playing ranked the other day. There was a teammate, I don't really know him. We lost 2 rounds on theme park. We were attacking first, and Buddy said, "That's it. We're done. I couldn't do anything. We've lost." It was like we're only down 2 rounds. We haven't even gotten to defense yet, and he already gave up, and that's not okay.
Um, so what I take away from the game every day, I'd say, is that you just have to enjoy every moment of it. Even if the game's not going your way, or you have bad teammates, or whatever a negative outcome or positive outcome comes through your way, you just have to focus on what you can take away from the game, and just remember to have fun. A lot of people keep forgetting that having fun is actually a thing when they play Siege. A lot of people get stuck in that mentality that they have to always perform their best, always do 100%, always have to be positive KD. It really takes away from the enjoyment, and it's impossible to play at 100% all the time. People just have to remember that, and that if you're having a bad game, just remember that you can come back and do better the next one. Just have fun and enjoy and help out the team while you're doing it.